Welcome to News Across the Galaxy, where we talk all things LA Galaxy. I'm your host, Bryant, and today I have Spenny and Willus with me. What up, boys?
Yee.
Hey,
No,
yo.
No controversy.
Controversy indeed.
Fortunately or unfortunately, Eddie and Chuy are not here. They are in Mexico, fine dining at a Chinese restaurant for Chuy's birthday.
Oh, nice. I heard
So,
about that.
shout out to Chuy. Happy birthday, Chuy. Happy
Happy
25th.
birthday, Chewy.
Hope you're having a blast out there. Hope you're being safe. And the good old saying of get Chuy drunk is still in full effect. So, Eddie, do your work. Now, let's get into some LA Galaxy stuff. First, let's start off with one Riquísimo Puig being named to the All-Star game. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I think it's well deserved. He was picked by the coach. I think the coach, it's Wayne Rooney, right?
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney, well, he knows him from Europe, I'm assuming. He's seen him play in Barca. He knows his game, and obviously Ricky's probably not the most famous and popular around the league, so maybe he didn't get the votes, but the talent's there. And I think these last couple games, he's been showing it. And that's probably what Rooney was looking at. So I think it's well deserved. I don't. With that being said, I don't want him to go because of how thin our roster is. But yeah, I think it's well deserved.
Spenny?
I don't see why you wouldn't take him, even if he wasn't voted in, especially with all the competitions that are coming up between Liga MX and MLS. You got to start at least bringing the money in to bring in more people. And I don't know why you would leave him off that roster. I don't
You
know
don't,
when Rooney made the decision or MLS made that decision, but I don't see how you leave him off.
to me, it seems like MLS made that decision. I wrote this on a NAC post, and it was a poll of Ricky being an all-star. My thought about this is I don't think he's been an all-star caliber player this whole season. He's the best player in a team who's at the bottom of the table. We've complained about him in this show, about him always holding the ball too much or never looking at the player making the run early enough. And in the San Jose game, he kind of did that with Preston Jett a couple times. He's not the best Ricky Puig's version. It's for him to be an all-star this season, in my opinion. Another reason that what Willis said, I wouldn't want him to go just because of the fact that we're so thin in our roster. And if he's there and God forbid some type of injury happens, we are one step away from Aguirre starting, which is not a bad starter, but he's not Ricky, or Saldaña starting, which, I mean, these are kids, but they're not Ricky Puig. And if we believe that this LA Galaxy team is trying to make a push for that 9th spot to make the playoffs, don't laugh. I
That's
mean, that's what the coach, wants the team to believe and the players to believe. So I'm not on board with him being an all-star. I still don't think he's been an all-star this season. Yes, he's our best player right now on the LA Galaxy, but look at the type of LA Galaxy team we have.
damn,
So
that's our mentality. We're super fucked.
yeah.
No, but I think that sometimes these all-star breaks actually help somebody like Ricky Puig, who isn't having their best moment with their team. Sometimes getting out of that might help. He hasn't been called up for the international team. He hasn't gone back home for how long, you know? I think one thing I mentioned earlier in the season is that his immaturity on the ball is showing when he lacks vision or lacks the confidence to give that pass to somebody on his team. So maybe an all-star break like this, playing with teams or playing with other players that know what they're doing, might loosen him up to try those passes when he comes back.
I mean, it could be that uh, this team, from what it is now, we're going to talk about these things. It just seems like they're cursed. One player went down, and it just happened to be a whole domino effect on a bunch of players. So risking Ricky Puig in an All-Star game is, I mean, do you want to do that? I wouldn't. Willis?
Nah, not at all. First of all, All-Star games, I feel like they're meaningless and there's really no reason for it. I understand the MLS and any league like the NBA, the MLB, NFL, they do it obviously for the money, and MLS is probably wanting all that revenue. Cool, that's fine. But as far as me as a football fan, I don't want to see an all-star game because it's meaningless and it's going to take away from the season. And like Brian mentioned, there's always that risk of a guy gets injured. Look at what just happened with Chicha. In a game that's supposed to be meaningless, at least for a club like the LA Galaxy, because they were forced to, I don't know, win something. They put their full squad, and Chicha gets hurt in a meaningless game, making a run with no contact. And I would hate it if Ricky got injured in a meaningless game, all-star game, where he only played 10 minutes and I don't know, rips his like quad or something. I don't know. And yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and then you're like, well, there goes our season.
Oh, there goes our season.
Yeah, there goes our season.
There goes
the little hope that we had. I know all of us. Well, maybe not Spenny, but at least I do. I hold that little speck, that 0.000000001%. The Galaxy can still make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel the same way.
Yeah, dude.
And we'll talk about our expectations at the end of the show. But let's move on. Sunday, July 16th, there's a community G's ride. I have it here. G ride, park at Dockwater Youth Center, $13 parking. Bike cruise with fellow G's, meet up at 10, roll out at 11. It's an easy flat route from Dockweiler to Redondo Beach. All G's are welcome. So there's that information. If anybody wants to ride some bikes with fellow G's, meet up at Dockweiler.
Hey, Bruce, you want to get the double bikes or what?
Yeah, the double bike. Why not make it a triple?
I'll be in the back then.
The one that doesn't work anything. The one that has nothing to work with.
I mean, with those parking prices, we might as well just bike there.
I mean, that would be the smarter choice, right? Just to bike there.
Bike there and then bike back.
I'm a Spenify that parking.
Oh yeah, there's always a way.
There's always free parking.
Okay, give me the 5. All right, now give me the cubes.
All right, now let's get into some G's news. Recently, Sega Coulibaly was I'm not sure the details on this. I should have fucking probably looked it up since we have a podcast. But Sega
Nah.
All feelings, no facts. That's what we do up in here. Sega Coulibaly is out. I'm not sure how the deal was. Did they buy him out? But whatever it is, Sega Coulibaly is no longer part of the LA Galaxy in a team where we are desperately in need of center back depth. We had Martin Cáceres go down with an injury. He's going to be out for the season. Even a player like Zabaleta, who is not our best center back, went down with an injury. And then now you have a Sega Coulibaly who, I mean, it's a polarizing player because some say that he's solid. Some say that he's the second coming of Michael Ciani. So what does this mean for the LA Galaxy now that Coulibaly is out? Let's start off with Willus.
Man, it was a surprising, honestly. It came at a surprising time because of the injury to Martin Cáceres. Maybe the Galaxy are in talks with other center backs, but still, it's like you're kind of hindering your progress there. Coulibaly, it could have also been that just they're just, well, we're done with it. Maybe his injury is a season-ending injury as well, and they need to make room for other players to come in. But either way, it was just, I guess the timing was just kind of surprising. And then right after Zabaleta goes down, man, talk about bad luck, man. It's just hit after hit after hit, and somehow Vanny is still able to put a team out there. That's the surprising part. I mean, we got Cheeky Nuggies maybe going in the back. I don't know, man. We just need some bodies out there. And I, for one, am volunteering my services. So, Vanny, if you're hearing this, I'm down to be a center back. Just let me know. Hit me up because we need it.
Hit me up on WhatsApp.
And then WhatsApp.
Spenny. Koulibaly going down, how does this affect the team, or does it not affect the team?
I don't know. I don't think we have enough details. So, I mean, he
Yeah.
took some time off in the beginning of the season for some personal reasons, and he was waived. So, usually the language here matters. They didn't say that it was a mutual departure
Mm.
or, they came to terms. It was just he was waived. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if that was I don't know if that was a conscious decision from Vanny because nobody else is making decisions, right?
Mhm.
Was it a sort of a all right, fuck you, just get out of my locker room? Or was it like a damn, you're still going through these things? I think it's best that you leave and we're gonna just waive you. I don't know. I just don't know. He's a 27-year-old left center back. I mean, the guy's made what, like 50 appearances, it's been 2 years, something like that.
Mhm.
So I think it was somewhat neutral. I don't see it as a bad thing, but I just don't have the details. I would like to think that maybe there was something there where Vanny was just like, all right, I'm going to start, rolling some heads and it's going to be Koulibaly first. But the fact that he had those family issues or those issues, personal issues in the beginning of the season, maybe it was just a mercy cut, you know?
Yeah. Eddie mentioned this in our Instagram group chat that maybe they're just trying to make room so that Will Kuntz, the numbers guy, could have something to work with next season to maybe construct a team that's actually competitive. The bad part about this, I guess, would be that when you put players on injury reserves list, you're able to get a player in the same caliber. But Sega Koulibaly had a green card, so we're not even able to get an international player with him leaving. So now that kind of hinders what the LA Galaxy could do, either before the window opens or after, which I mean the LA Galaxy is able to do
Nah,
if you put players in the injury reserve list.
it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant because if the guy had a green card, he's not taking up an international roster spot. He's not, holding your resources ransom.
No, what I'm saying with that is that you would want to go out and grab an international player because since we're so thin in center back, there's been a name floating around, Sergio Ramos. You would need an international slot to go get him. But now that Sega Koulibaly has that green card, we're not able to use that international slot to go grab a player like that.
Let me take this opportunity to tell you, we do not need fucking Sergio Ramos in an LA
Thank you.
Galaxy kit.
Fucking thank you. Thank you. We don't need Sergio
Wow.
Ramos in LA Galaxy.
We do
What about
not.
Piqué?
Nah, tampoco. Because if it's like that, I mean, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, we don't need Sergio Ramos. So this Koulibaly thing is very strange at the moment that it's happening.
Yeah.
We know Jalen Neal with the US, he's there to develop as a player. And I said it, to me, he's our best defender. That one's out. You have Cáceres who's out. Now you have Koulibaly who's out. Who are you gonna? Oh, Zabaleta's now down with an injury. Who are you gonna
Man.
start? Mavinga, Leerdam, who started against San Jose, and then now you bring in maybe for Kranis from the G2s to come help out.
That's
Like
the,
how
that's
does
the
that
problem.
even?
That's
Yeah,
the problem. These injuries are just coming in a bad time because if you look at how many you just named, that was 4 center backs. Center back was our deepest position in the beginning of the year. And for 4 year center backs to go out, man, that's rough. And now you're depending on 2 players who don't play center back that well or haven't in the past years, Leerdam and Mavinga, and they're tasked with having to deal with this first game, San Jose, the last game, Colorado, and now our next game, which we'll go into later on against Leva. So it's a tall task, and you only have 2 center backs total right now on the roster total
yeah.
because Jalen Neal's out, Martin Cáceres is out, no Koulibaly, and Zabaleta is probably out too for the rest of the season. So
You get
what
for
do you do?
Kranis, you get for Kranis a nod, Spenny, even just to come off the bench, just in case another
Oh,
injury happens with the LA
off the
Galaxy.
bench, yeah, you keep him on the bench, but to bring him in and start him, fuck no.
I mean, we've done worse. We started Zabaleta. What do you mean?
Nah, it's Zabaleta's. At least he's been a pro, so he knows that he's seen it before. Even if most of the time he's just not as good. But I mean, he's at least been there.
He's good with La Selecta. That's all I care about. As you see in the background right there.
Fuck it.
That's true.
Put the tallest fastest guy that we have back there.
Preston Judd.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of fucking Money in the Bank was tight, dude.
It's money in the bank.
That shit was good, dude. I thoroughly enjoyed that first match. Anyway, um, so Chicha got surgery. I'm not sure
Yeah.
of the actual details of that or how it really went down, but I got to see some pictures of him wrapped up. What does this mean for Chicharito and for the LA Galaxy? Willis, let's start off with you.
Chicha, man. Like I said earlier, what a game that's meaningless. It goes down with no contact, and for it to be an ACL tear, right? It's an ACL tear.
Yep.
Those type of injuries, they take a while. They take 9 months usually average to recover from. And with his age, it could take even longer. So what that means for at least for this season, he's out. Obviously, for next season, he might also be out, and he's out of contract at the end of this season. So whoever's gonna pick him up is gonna have to take that risk on him, like they did with Zlatan. You know, they would like, well, he's coming off the ACL tear. His age, is he still gonna be able to do what he does at the level that he was doing it before, or is he gonna fall off a cliff and not be able to do it again? These were the questions that were swirling around when Zlatan had that surgeries too. So I think Chicha's gonna go through a similar road where teams are probably not gonna want to take a flyer on him, and he's probably gonna end up in a team where they're gonna get him for cheap and take that risk on him, and he's gonna have to prove himself, which I think he will. And the only thing is, I just don't know if it's gonna be the Galaxy. That's the thing.
You were nodding your head, Spenny. What are you nodding your head about? Talk to us.
Just like when he was coming over from Europe, you know, the MLS dream is over for him.
Oh, that's messed up, bro.
Okay. I was nodding my head because I miss our late night talks between Bruce and I, because it's like we agree but we disagree at the same time. Right? So for a fucking 36-year-old, yeah, this is fucking career ending at his age, being a forward. But for a Chicha type forward, I don't think so. If he goes to the right situation, he's not being asked to play with his back to the goal. He's not being asked to be a facilitator. He's asked to be at the right spot at the right time and just hit it with your fucking tongue if you can, you know? You don't lose that with a torn ACL. That sort of nose for the ball, you don't lose. It's just maybe the confidence and the ability to get from, you know, from one side of the box to the next, which that I think is very easy to obtain if you just, you know, do your 6-yard runs, 8-yard runs. Again, nobody's going to be asking them to dribble. Nobody's going to be asking them to take one-on-ones and create for others. You just have to be there to put it in. And if he's in the right situation where he's getting better service than he was getting in the LA Galaxy, then, you know, you could play another year or two at a decent level, maybe not a high level, definitely not in Europe. I don't think MLS is going to be looking for something like that unless it's a desperate team. You know, I would like to see him go back, even though I don't support Chivas. That'd be a good thing for him, you know, to be able to go back and finish his career where he started and maybe help them win one of these little side tournaments that they have over there out of the fucking 20 that they have, you know, be good for all their fucking sponsorship. But I don't think it's completely over for him just because of the type of game that he plays. You know, and again, I'll mention it. He doesn't play with his back to the goal. He's not a facilitator. He's not going to be taking people one-on-one, going on the wings, all that stuff. So I think if he finds the right situation, it'll work out for him.
Yeah, I feel the Chivas situation, if the LA Galaxy want to, you know, keep, which the LA Galaxy has done pretty well with that, like sending players where they want to go. In the case of Ishizaki, he wanted to go back home, and you know they facilitated that. And it could be one of those instances right here with Chicha, where the LA Galaxy could try to do everything in their power as possible to take him to put him in a team where he wants to be. And
I don't think they need to do anything. I mean,
he could just go after the
yeah,
season.
season-ending injury. He's out of contract. I mean, he's as fucked up as it sounds. He's no longer our problem.
Yeah. So now here comes the question. He's in the season injury list, which means the LA Galaxy could go out and grab another DP type player. And this is on the chats. This is the note that I put in here. The players in need. We have a DP forward that's out. We have a bunch of center backs who are out. What does the LA Galaxy do moving forward? Where do they look to improve the team, or do they just stay as is and have this season be a wash? What you think, Spenny? We'll start off with you this time.
I think you still need to make some signings. I don't know what kind of effective center back you can get that's nationalized American and available in the MLS. So I think you go after the wingers. You try your best to get a better offense. I think we're just like really one player away that can finish. I mean, the last few games we've tied and the team has had opportunities to finish it down the stretch. We just don't have anybody that can close the game like a Chicha. We don't have nobody that you can look into the last 15 or 12 minutes of the game and be like, all right, just give them a shot so you can score. I think that's a little bit more important right now because it's a league of high scoring games. We're not going to stop everybody. And the schedule that's coming up, we're stupid if we think that we're going to get, 8, 9 shutouts of the last 18, 16 games of the season. Fight on fire with fire as best as possible.
Fire
At
with
least,
fire, which
at
means
least make it exciting for us.
go down with the ship swinging, baby.
Hell yeah, at least. I mean, what
Fire
are we
with
gonna do? Get a center back and park the bus against everybody?
oh
The
no,
fuck is the point?
it's not exciting. It's not exciting
Yeah, I
football for
mean,
MLS,
and
even
and
for
it's
MLS
not
centers.
Vanny's game.
Yeah,
He's gonna attack, and it's hard to bring in a center back that can adapt to the system, especially playing from the back. I mean, we play from the back so much that like I don't even know how to explain it. I get frustrated how much from the back we play. Like we're not even
Good at
coherent on how we're
it.
coming out from the back. Look at the goal that happened. The first one, it's just
Oh
we
man.
don't need to bring in another center back that's not used to playing like that to all of a sudden throwing him into a system like that.
Yeah,
fire with
no, that's true.
fire. What
Offense, go for
the
offense.
offense? He mentioned fire with fire. What does fire with fire mean to you? Do we go grab that forward that Spenny is alluding to, or do we go grab a Cam who could create plays for the rest of the team plus some wingers?
I think you need to go with the forward. Um, and here's why. Because I've actually been thinking about this, and it may not be a popular, or maybe it is now. Now that we see the way he's been playing, what if you try to move Joveljic?
Hmm.
You'd open up some cap space there. You'd get some good return for him, and you go after your DP forward. Somebody's name who has been going around in circles right now is Alan Pulido. They're trying to move him. He's been linked to the Galaxy. He's been linked to Chivas. So what if you go after a DP forward, keep Preston Judd, and the chip who has more weight on him, which is Joveljic, you go out and trade him for a winger, similar type, somebody who we've mentioned before as well, and there was talks about him maybe coming over, Paul Arriola. What if you trade somebody like Joveljic for Paul Arriola, or I don't know, maybe like somebody from Columbus, somebody like Yeboah, somebody who has been in the league already, knows the league, is not gonna cost you an exorbitant amount of money, and is able to adapt to Vanny's system. I mean, it's a tall ask, but there's a lot of players in the MLS who fit that bill, and they just got to go out there and look for them. This is going to be a scouting issue, and if Vanny has his scouts in order, they should be able to scout these players out, or they should have been scouting them since the beginning of the year or since the beginning of his tenure. So that I think is the best option, would be to go for the DP forward, trade within the league for a winger. Now, this all is also going to depend on how Vanny is going to see this year. Is he seeing it as a, well, we're moving on to the next year. This year is just going to be a build up to next year. If that's the case, you don't move anything at all, and you only bring in pieces that are going to help you for next year, future pieces, not anything that's going to help you now. So if that's going to be the case, then you just keep that DP in pocket and wait for the next transfer window.
So So one of the things with the Alan Pulido thing, and again, Eddie had mentioned this to me on what was it, Friday? His thing is that Alan Pulido is committed to going back to Chivas. And point number two, which I think is probably the most important, is that Peter Vermees probably won't deal with the LA Galaxy. So that's going to be a big hindrance in whatever the LA Galaxy is trying to do. And I'm pretty sure most of the league does not want to deal with the LA Galaxy just because, this team's been MLS's favorite for a while. Not now, but they don't want to see the LA Galaxy come back up and be the top dog again.
Let's
So
get rid of that narrative. Nah, let's get rid
I
of
don't
that
like that
narrative.
either.
Yeah,
I don't think that's true.
I mean,
that nobody wants to deal with the LA Galaxy.
I don't
okay,
think that's
okay.
true.
Let me get at this because a lot of people online, toxic ass fucking LA Galaxy group chats, they want to fucking act like we're the top shit. We're not. Nobody gives a fuck about the team. You guys get on here all the time and talk about how irrelevant we've been in the league for how long?
Yeah, we have
5-6 years.
Yeah.
Look around the league for the last 5-6 years. How many GMs have came in and came out, and how many franchises have changed? They're not worried about us. We sound stupid to ourselves when we hear the fucking first to five.
we just want to believe it, bro.
Or these cringe ass fucking posts that the Galaxy are trying to do. I mean, look at the comments. Nobody fucking likes them. We're over the whole retro thing. We're over the whole fucking most winningest franchise. Like all that shit is burned out already. Nobody respects the LA Galaxy when they come to the fucking digs. You can tell the body language how before you used to see it on teams, they were more compact with their fucking training, they would stay off the sideline, stuff like that. Now they don't give a fuck. They just walk around like the fucking stadium is theirs. Nobody gives a fuck around the league about the LA Galaxy. Nobody is scared of us. It's they're circling their calendar, marking it as an easy win at this point.
Or easy tie, as we've seen in these last couple games.
You know what I mean? Like we're not that no more. This is not 2014, 2015, 2016 anymore. 2017 completely dead at that for us.
I agree. And the thing is, like, at the end of the day, it's a business. So if it makes to make business with the Galaxy, I think teams and GMs are gonna go for it. So that's why that narrative is just, for me at least, it's not. I don't think that's what's happening. I think it's just not good business to give the Galaxy for less money, knowing that they need a player. Like, obviously, as a GM, if I'm, let's say, the GM for KC, I'm be like, well, looks like you need a DP player there, huh? Oh, I got one here. It's gonna cost you though. Galaxy just don't have the chips to do it.
If we go based off of business, I mean, expiring contracts is a big deal in any sport, in any league. You have a DP that's not performing for you, that's going to be gone for free at the end of the season, or you could ship them to the worst team in the league and get money out of the LA Galaxy. Why wouldn't you? Like the whole Peter Vermees thing, the same thing. Pulido's under contract, right? He doesn't have an expiring contract. So if Chivas is going to wait for him to expire the contract till next summer, why not ship him to a team like the LA Galaxy that are struggling anyway, that are going to pay top dollar for a DP that you have shown him is performing, scoring like 5 or 6 goals in the last 8 games? I mean, you're not going to get any better than that. And if you can tax a team like the LA Galaxy at the bottom of the fucking table for it, why not?
Exactly. Yep.
That is business.
Because Alan Pulido in the Galaxy would be beautiful. Not only is he a scorer, this kid could play make, which is very underrated for a forward. It's not really common in MLS to have that type of forward. So that would be perfect for the LA Galaxy. The thing would be, you grab Alan Pulido, would he stay to see it out next season, to play with Ricky Puig, and maybe they're bringing another DP that we don't know. So that's the risk, I guess, that the LA Galaxy has to take when trying to deal with these teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Another the Pariola, I would like that one too. I know Eddie's a very anti-Pariola guy, but I mean, he can help out the LA Galaxy by far more than a Johnny Russell, who is aging. I would like Johnny Russell here too, but if you could get Pariola over Johnny Russell, you do that shit in an instant. For me though, I want to bring in a Cam. I know this is the unpopular opinion, but we've seen how Judd plays. He's not the all-star forward that we want to see, but the kid hustles. If you bring in a playmaker who could just put the balls in space where either a Joveljic or Judd could just tap it in, then I think that's more than you can ask for. Not only is your Cam going to be a playmaker, he could be your guy that your second goal scorer. Just how it is with Reynoso, just how it was with Jovinko, just how it is with Mukhtar, just how it was last year with Driussi. Those type of players, they create and they score. So for me, I prefer a DP caliber Cam over a forward right now.
And where are you gonna get one of those in the league?
Whoo, that's a great question. That's the question that Vanny has to answer.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's why Vanny needs to look at this roster or look at the rest of the year and be like, yo, are we gonna go for this playoff push? Or are we just gonna let the season go by and wait for that DP signing for next year and then develop for next year? So that's a choice he has to make, and he has to make it now because there's no more time to waste.
Yep,
You got to
that's it.
choose one or the other now.
Yep, it's time. Either you just have this season be washed, or you try and make a push.
I also think we need a center back. Just throwing it out there. A center back, just a body, bro. I mean, Danny, please. And if you need the scout, I got you too, bro. I watch all these games.
All right, moving on. Well, yesterday, what was it? Ooh, yesterday was July 1st. On the 1st of July, happy birthday, Chuy.
Happy birthday, Chuy.
Your LA Galaxy went up north to Santa Clarita to take on the San Jose Clash / Earthquakes / Smurfs in a
/hijo de puta.
San Jose son hijo de puta. In a Cali Clasico that was filled with controversy, as Eddie likes to say. Let's go down the starting lineup. Your LA Galaxy lined up as follows. At goalkeeper, Jonathan Bond.
Yeah.
Your two center back pairings, Leardom and Mavinga. Leardom, who is not a center back, usually plays right back. Out left, you had Raheem Edwards. Out right, you had Lucas Calegari. The three in the middle, the usual suspects, Puig, Brugman, and Delgado. Your right winger, one summer Douglas Costa.
Oof.
On the left side, that Boyd Nice. And up top with another start, a surprising start, Preston Judd. Willus, this lineup came out. How were you feeling?
This lineup, this is probably the best lineup we got available now. So let's go. That was the lineup that I would have put out there as well. We've seen Judd perform as a starter. We've seen Joveljic perform as a starter. So I think Preston Judd starting, I think at least for me, was not a surprise. He's been playing well these last couple games. We been putting in some good minutes. And Leardom Mavinga basically is whoever's left. So that was the thinking there. Calegari, I think the Raheem one is more of a rotation start just because of the game that's coming up on Wednesday. I think Alda's going to be our starter for Wednesday. So I think Vanny's just trying to rotate that position right now. And midfield stays the same. Midfield is that's our best midfield right there. Puig, Brugman, Delgado, Boyd, and Costa. Those are our starters. That's our strongest lineup right there. So this is the lineup that Vanny's going to choose for, I think, the rest of the season as his starting strong lineup. So yeah, I was good with it.
I mean, there was nothing else. Who are you gonna throw in there?
Yeah.
Spenny, you saw that lineup. Yay or nay?
Yeah. The only thing I stood out to me wasn't so much the Preston Judd thing, because I thought either or was gonna happen. I thought whoever started this game was not gonna start the next game, but I might be wrong. Vanny might go back-to-back games with Preston Judd, which I'm okay with. What stood out to me was the Raheem Edwards start. Since the first game this guy played for us, I thought that he was a liability defensively.
Still
and still is, yeah. And with the current streak that we're on of nothing but ties, I really didn't think that this game would end in a tie, and I just didn't like that start. But everything else is expected.
Well, the game starts off surprisingly the LA Galaxy was having the better moments in the first 15 minutes. As in the away team, that's what you usually do to absorb the pressure. You wait for the first 15 to try to settle in into the match just because you're away. And I mean, they played in the Stanford Stadium, so
Mhm.
the crowd was ruckus and everything. And the LA Galaxy was doing more than all right. A surprising start from the LA Galaxy because usually the LA Galaxy, when they start off, they kind of start off slow. And when they're with possession, they have possession with no intention. This felt like the total opposite. I don't know if it was because it was a Cali Clasico or whatever it was. The LA Galaxy did not have a bad start to this game. I don't know how you guys saw Spenny. How'd you see those first 20 minutes?
I saw them as pretty good. Just to kind of link to what I was saying, I mean, I thought the person that was playing at a lesser level was actually Raheem Edwards. I mean, the first touch that he got into space from Costa, I don't know if you guys remember, Costa put it out wide, and his first touch was so bad. Like it just went like
Yeah.
20 yards in front of him, straight out of bounds.
Man,
And
that
then
was
he
horrible.
tried to do the 1-2 with Costa again and just launched it to the sideline. I didn't feel like they were under pressure though. You're right. It didn't seem like the Galaxy were under pressure. There was that knuckleball shot from the guy that scored a couple weeks ago. He's trying to pull that shit again on Bond. But besides that, they looked pretty good. The formation was obvious. Nobody was being taken out of place. So yeah, you're right. I mean, the first 15 minutes that they absorbed the pressure pretty well. Tyler Boyd almost scored. I don't know if that was in the first 15 when he had that outside shot
No, that was later on in the
later.
half. That was towards the end, I think.
Yeah, the game looked hopeful. Preston Judd had broken through the middle of the field too when he tried to chip the goalie.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
What a
Dang,
fucking idiot, fucking limp.
man, go back on defense, bro.
But the ball's on that kid to try it. I know he needs a little bit more playing time and to feel more comfortable on the pitch, but with the limited time that he's had to play, this kid has balls to try that and hit on his first try. I know he's
Yeah,
young, but ballsy by him. I don't even mind that.
yeah. I mean, honestly, that was the move. That was the play. That
Yeah.
was what he was supposed to do. That he takes another dribble. He dribbles his way into a bad area where he's not gonna be able to get a shot off. So that was honestly the best way he could have finished it. He just didn't finish it, bro. So
Or at all.
it was. I don't know. Is it hard to do a chip? Honestly, I don't play forward, so I don't know. But it felt like you didn't even have to put too much technique on it. Just get under the ball, right?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. But again, when you're in a pitch and you're in that
Yeah, that's
situation,
true.
I mean, I think he got two Hornies and said, "Ooh, I'm gonna get this one," and he didn't. So I mean, but shout out to the kid for even attempting it.
Yeah, true.
And I
Good
believe
shot.
that was before the goal. Ricky Puig gave him that beautiful ball, and then yeah, the LA Galaxy looked pretty good. The standout player in that first half and throughout the whole game, surprisingly,
Surprise, surprise.
one Summer Douglas Costa. I've never since he put on the LA Galaxy uniform seen him play this well. This first half that he had the assist, which we'll talk about it right on a bit. But this first
Both.
half by Douglas Costa, where the fuck has this guy been?
He just got transferred in.
Summer deal. Yeah,
Summer deal.
what I don't know what it is. Vanny had a talk with him.
You know
I
what
don't
it
know.
is. You know
I
what it
mean, there's all
is.
this speculation about him not trying to go back home and stuff like that. But dude,
Yeah, that'll do that to you. Not going to
he's
jail.
he's been on another level these past couple games, and now with other players being down on the offense with Chicha, he has to be the one to kind of carry that squad. And this game for that first half, he did, including in that first corner kick that which Raheem Edwards ended up scoring that game. The ball that he hits off the corner is a driven curved ball to that first pole. That's a classic Bayern
Yeah,
Munich Costa. And that's the type of player that we wanted to see for the longest. And now that we're not in any type of playoff contention and he doesn't want to get shit back home, now he's playing to his best ability, which it kind of gets me mad, but I'm kind of glad that he's he's playing better.
I'm hoping that they didn't give him some stupid low ball fucking like metrics to hit, like Chicha's 11 and 5, Like I hope that they didn't give him some dumb like 5 goals, 5 assists, you get an extra $1 million, and that's why he's doing this.
Well, I mean, he was one of Klein's last signings, so very well could be. So
It's true.
Damn.
damn.
That does
Well,
suck.
either way, it doesn't matter. The point is we're benefiting from whatever it is that's happening, either with between the ears or maybe Vanny just talked to him and told him like, "Hey, you're about to get shipped out. You better start performing." I don't know, and something has happened. Obviously, something has flipped the switch, and we're seeing the Douglas Costa that we thought we were gonna get from the beginning, or that we wanted to get from the beginning. And
Yeah.
Also,
this is
I mean,
it.
where are the set plays? I don't feel like we're running set pieces well. With a ball being driven that hard constantly, you should be able to come up with like good movement or something.
Well, with a
And
ball like that, though, you honestly you don't even need any movement. You just need a touch, and that's it. And that's what Raheem Edward got, man. And the thing is, Costa was doing that the whole game. Just put
But
a
like
ball in like that the same way.
but like the last 2 or 3 games, I've been looking more so at the walls,
Hmm.
Like you build walls with your team to get somebody open for that flick. But we're not even running those. People are running their
Yeah.
lanes. Like
Yeah,
instead
that's
of
true.
I understand, like, yeah, you're gonna run your lanes and try to get a touch on the ball, but you don't have any screens at all in that play, like 1 or 2 screens. Like everybody's just running a lane. Like, I don't know. Then again, I'm not a fucking MLS coach, right? I have no fucking rings. So
Yeah, true.
I mean, on that corner, it got back in the back of the net, and the LA Galaxy goes up first, which is another surprise that this team has provided for us. Usually, we're the ones getting scored on first. 1-0 in the 30th minute, and I'm thinking, damn, we could probably come out of this Stanford Stadium with a win. The team looked confident. The team looked to move forward with possession, with purpose. It just wasn't, for whatever reason, we couldn't put more in the back of the net. But 10 minutes later, the LA Galaxy concede a goal that who was that on?
That was Mavinga, bro. That's all
completely
Mavinga right there.
100%.
And it goes back to what we were saying about us not having the center backs that we want back there, right?
Yeah.
Mavinga, as a veteran, you're gonna create that type of mistake after your team's been playing so well.
Yeah.
It's like a punch to the gut by your own teammate. Your own teammate just pantsed you.
Randy.
Yeah, you're up 1-0. You're playing well, and for a professional player, a Vanny player as well, a professional player to create that type of mistake, it hurt the team. And then
Yeah, Brian.
it hurt the team. It hurt the team around, bro. I got pants. You pants me, bro. The fuck?
Pants me, bro.
And then you go
pants me Mavinga. Damn.
and then you go into the half tied, with the momentum totally extinguished. That fire was extinguished, and you go into the half 1-1. What do you say to you guys in the locker room after that mistake, Spenny?
What do you say? I don't think you say anything.
You just chalk it up, my bad guys.
Honestly,
Go on to the next one.
I wouldn't have talked to the guy. Like it sounds fucked up, but I just wouldn't have talked to him. Like that mistake was so bad that if you don't recognize it, then don't even come to fucking practice the next
Well,
session.
I mean, if anything, maybe Mavinga said something like, "Yo, my bad," or something. I mean, he should. That was bad, man. That was real bad. And yeah, the momentum was lost. Like Bryant said, man, we were confident moving the ball around, and for it all to come to crash like that, the way it did with that defensive error, which was an easy fix. You just, you sky that ball, get that shit out of here, and problem solved. And man, the time it came, I think, was very demoralizing for the team. But as we'll see in the second half, I guess Randy did say something because it worked.
Yeah, right away.
Yeah.
Douglas Costa with another assist to one Preston
Second half.
Judd. Yeah. Another ball through the middle to Preston Judd. Who am I tripping, or is he's kind of fast?
No, he's fast.
He's fast for that being that big. He's pretty fast.
Vanny
Yeah,
has
right.
said that he thinks he's the fastest player on the team too.
Damn.
In a straight run, yeah, probably, huh?
Yeah.
Because this is the second time he was able to get open, making that run through the middle. And again, Costa was able to find a player and put it right into the space, right into the spot where an actual Cam could put Preston Judd.
Get out of here.
Well, okay. You see, that's the thing. Maybe that playmaker is not our Cam, but maybe he's our winger. Costa is a playmaker, man. He's making these plays, and instead of making the plays from the middle, they're making them from the outside in. So that's probably Vanny's what Vanny's trying to do, and it's working. At least these last couple games, you've seen Costa really shine, and that's usually how he plays. That's how he plays from the outside in. So that
The
goal was
buildup,
just prime Costa. Prime
yeah,
Costa.
the buildup was good. The
Yeah.
1-2 that got Costa the ball for the final pass was good.
Yeah.
I will give Preston Judd a lot of credit because his first touch, even though it looked good, he touched it wide, but to his inside where the defender was.
Yeah.
And if you go back and look at the replay, he took one little touch at it
A
with
little
his
touch.
left foot
Mhm.
and then shot it. And I thought that was really lucky on his part. And the way that he opened up his body, he did the right decision in that aspect. I like that he put it on the second post too. It was a
Yep.
clean finish.
Clean finish.
Clean
Finish by a young forward he puts his shift in, clocks in, clocks out, works hard. And that type of finish, it's kind of a veteran type finish, you know?
Nah.
Nah, nah,
Nah,
nah,
nah,
nah.
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 Give
Aved
him his
puts
credit.
that. Nah,
Give him
come
his
on.
credit, bro. Give him his credit.
No,
That was a really
I
nice
give him his
finish.
credit of it being a good shot, but Aved puts that, low driven in the corner, not raised up, kind of a looping shot like that.
Don't matter. It got in.
Yeah, it was a clean finish for him. I give him credit for the left footed touch. The way he opened up his body was a clean finish.
Yeah, but I guess look, we're seeing Preston Judd basically develop in front of our eyes. Where if you saw him the first couple games that he played, those finishes were going straight to the goalie, man. And
Yeah.
these last couple games, he's putting them away from the goalie's body. He's showing that striker instinct where once he's in the box, he kind of knows where the goal is now, and he's trying to get his feet under him, and he's getting that confidence. 2 goals in a row, man.
Yeah, that's the thing too. You don't see him lose confidence.
Yeah.
Like off that chip. He had a shot in the first half too where it was kind of straight to the goalie, but you don't see him losing confidence. You don't see him put his head down. He accepts his mistakes and he just keeps trying. That's a really good feature.
Yeah, and he works hard. And after the goal, the LA Galaxy kept playing well. This is where I keep getting mad that we have this coach. Minute 63. Takes out Tyler Boyd to bring in Mr. Chicken Nugget himself, Efrain Alvarez, who I'm not gonna mention anything about his physique, but no, I'm just playing. Tyler Boyd for Efrain Alvarez. Are you fucking kidding me? You're up 2-1 away. What is the thinking in this substitution?
LAFC on Tuesday.
Yep, I was about to say that.
You're gonna tell me you're not gonna put Aguirre in that spot? You wouldn't put somebody who could actually give you some type of pace on that spot? Aguirre would have been a better sub for Tyler Boyd than bringing in Efra.
You did bring him in.
You did bring him in.
Later on.
Wasn't it at the same time?
No. I think that the substitution was maybe too early. I think maybe the 69th to 73rd minute would have been best. But we don't know what kind of punishment Tyler Boyd was feeling. He got clipped, I think, 3 times. Like he got seriously clipped like 3 times on runs, where those things add up, man. And 2 or 3 days of resting sometimes don't heal those clips that you get on your ankles. And going back to the starting lineup, I figured either or would start as forward for the same reason. Joveljic and both Boyd have been LAFC killers. Joveljic more so than Boyd, but those decisions were taken in consideration of the game coming up too, man.
Yeah, I agree. That was my thinking. I do agree with Brian that I think he should have probably waited another 10 minutes, but it is what it is. That was the sub to make. I don't know, was Memo on the bench? Because I would have preferred bringing in Memo.
I would
I,
have brought in. I would have brought in Vivi.
yeah, BB.
Yeah, but no, we got chicken nuggets. So, oh man, it's just a bad look. And obviously, as we saw later on, as the time progressed, he just kept stumbling over his own feet.
You don't
Yeah.
need to defend that guy. Fuck.
And I understand that he's on the ball though. He's pretty good on the ball, but the problem is you need to give it to him right on the foot, or he's never gonna get it. And that's a problem, dude. That's a problem.
Especially in a league that's very physical.
Yeah.
You
And
you need to be, in some type of shape to play here in MLS.
yeah, because I mean you saw he set up the assist for well, it should have been an assist for one of the shots that Aguirre had. It's
Yeah.
just well the defender got to it right on time, or else that was going in, dude. He was crossing to the second pole. So you see the flashes here and there, like we've talked, but it's just flashes here and there, and you need more from somebody like that, especially with the salary that they're paying him. So I don't know.
And
That
not
was
just
just
that, the confidence to give him the number 7. When you have a number 7, that's your starter. That should be your guy who you could put in and are confident to put him in order to give the game, to make an effect in the game, to affect the game, and he doesn't.
Can we send a public apology to Robbie Keane for the team forcing him to do that fucking jersey thing?
What? We'll do it here. Robbie King, sir, we are sorry they made you give Efrain Alvarez that number 7.
Fuck.
man.
And it sucks for the kid, dude. I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah.
been wanting to be a professional his whole life, and just to have 3 knuckleheads talking mad shit about him on a podcast and nobody watches.
Well, he watches, so
Yeah.
I've said nothing about Efrain Alvarez. Good for him. I hope he gets a fat ass contract somewhere in Morelia or fucking Los Toros Nesas.
A move to Mexico will be good for him, though. I would think.
I think a move anywhere, a change of scenery, I think is going to be good for him, and that might actually spark his career back up because I think he's just too comfortable here. So, and that's kind of what happened with Jocelyn. You see what happened when he left, man. He went up
Won
to
a
tear the league
championship.
for a year and a half. So,
Won another title. Yep.
yeah,
And then there was more subs. At the 70th, Preston Judd comes out. Jovic comes in.
Ayo.
76, Mark Delgado comes out. And Daniel Aguirre comes in. And throughout the whole game, the LA Galaxy was still, they're playing well.
Mhm.
I didn't feel that the LA
You think
Galaxy.
so?
There was
I think
well
towards the
after
end,
the
they were
first
letting
sub.
off.
For
the
after
end,
the
they were
first
letting
sub,
off.
when the first subs came in, it seemed like they were losing their possession a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yeah, bro. I thought the Marquis Delgado sub should have waited too another 2 or 3 minutes. They were under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, they were.
And I think Marquis Delgado was doing good in cutting off space. We weren't able to hold possession very well, but we weren't under like necessarily attacking pressure. They were just kind of on us. We had all 10 players on our side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a sub that, I mean,
Coulda
you stick
waited.
to your game plan, but again, I think you could have waited a couple minutes because even when Aguirre came in, he didn't look lost, but that's when they really started putting pressure when they started
Yeah.
shooting on goal. They had
Yeah.
like from the 77 to the time that they scored, they were just on us back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, they had those 2 clear chances that Espinosa
Yeah,
created,
bro.
dude, from the wing. Dangerous plays.
And those are
Luckily-
runs that were coming from the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Nobody was following them. Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
true.
Dangerous balls.
And well, in that pressure that the LA Galaxy absorbed from the 77th minute to where they scored, I mean, Greg Vanny had mentioned on the press conference that he felt that De Jong not holding the ball up top kind of caused that counter where that second goal came in. I'm not sure if that's the case. I don't think I saw it like that. What about you guys?
I saw it as nobody pressured the ball. Dude, nobody pressured the
Yeah.
ball. Jackson Ewell had all day to pass whoever he wanted.
And then you have a player like Espinosa who you should know from the scouting report hasn't scored in like 8-9 games.
Yes. Oh man.
You leave
Like,
him
knew it
on
was gonna
top of the
happen.
box. You don't even step to him.
Yeah.
Like I would expect him to shoot too. I mean, it takes a deflection, nasty one at that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I would run at the ball and then hide my face instead of just turning my complete fucking body all the way around.
That and
And
that was on Mavinga again.
Mavinga as well, yeah.
Your veteran center back in that whole back line who you have to start because you have nobody else to start. And causes I don't it's not 100% on him, but just the way that he turned his body, he probably could have done different movements for it not to give that deflection.
I
But it
just
went in.
I don't understand the mentality though. I mean, yeah, okay, Jovic didn't hold the ball, but the ball just moved to the center of the field, and instead of covering the center of the field and forcing the ball wide, you just let the guy walk
Walks
down the
in.
middle of the
Yeah.
field, pass it off to the most dangerous player on their team, have the guy turn, take a step in front of the goal, and just shoot. Like
Well, this could be an example, or
it's a
maybe
soccer mentality.
it could be a telling that Vanny does not want Jovic on the team anymore. Plain and simple, dude. I mean, if he's blaming Jovic for something that happened at the midfield and defense, then it could mean that Vanny is like, yo, Jovic ain't it. And maybe he wants to, like I said earlier, maybe he might be using him as a trading chip.
Completely off
central
topic here, but I mean, Jovic is not having the best season on a personal level either. He got subbed out early in the season and then walked to the locker room.
Mm.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, teams don't forget. I wouldn't. For a fact, if somebody fucking quit on us, I would not let them live that shit down.
Yeah, no, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
So maybe
That
it could
sticks with
be
some
with that
people.
with Vanny, or it could just be Vanny knowing that he can't get the most out of Jovic because Jovic is not a bad forward. It
Damn, you
just
guys.
it just doesn't feel like
Good points. Good
Vanny.
points.
It just doesn't feel like Vanny knows how to utilize him. And
Damn.
there's already chatter on social media by Galaxy fans about Vanny out.
How about Jovic out? Eesh.
That's a even more controversial one. So it's either
Controversy at its finest.
one or the other. And seeing how the things are with the LA Galaxy, who I don't think we're gonna make it to the playoffs, you got to look forward. Can Jovic be a piece moving forward with a different coach who probably knows how to use them better than Vanny?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in the
Mhm.
MLS.
We got to see that though, because Jovic is not getting time. He's getting frustrated. Shit is happening. So the LA Galaxy is tied at this moment, 2-2. And then here comes the controversy.
No controversy.
Ooh-wee.
Willus, was that a motherfucking PK? Because that was a motherfucking PK.
Right on. That is 100% a mother-sucking PK. Why?
How?
Because he megs him
Aguirre.
as he's coming. He megs him to try to get away from him, and he just takes him
him
out of
out.
his legs, man. It's a foul. It's a pen. It's a pen. 100%. 100% a pen. Right, Spenny?
No.
Why not, Spenny? Why is that not a clear penalty to everybody else but not you?
I watched it. I mean, I watched it as the play developed. He got a squared pass, and I don't know why a player like Aguirre would go for a nutmeg 8 yards outside of the goal. That was a shot. The defender got all ball first and then ran through Aguirre, exactly like I would have done it. No controversy.
So do you feel that's what the refs saw? Because from the live play in real time, clearly, to me, it was clearly a penalty. Aguirre gets taken out. Both legs get taken out.
Mhm.
And the thing is, the defender goes for the tackle and falls himself because he got megged. So he's trying to turn around.
Mhm.
He got made look like shit. And then, yeah, he took him down. Clear foul.
That's a pen, bro. That's a pen.
The refs saw it otherwise, though. And
Well, no, he first saw it as a pen, just
PK.
like us. And then when he went to the VAR is when obviously he looked at it. And this is what I don't understand. If he already made the call for penalty, it has to be clear and obvious, right? Or at least this is the rule. It has to be clear and obvious that he made a mistake. And in the replay,
It looks
it's
even
just-
more like a penalty. On the
that's
replay.
why. So I don't know. It's just baffling to me that it was called back, man. And damn,
In the game where the LA Galaxy was playing so well.
yeah.
Not saying that this would have been converted automatically, but you, as a referee, took the chance away for the LA Galaxy to go up 3-2 against a San Jose team who's been pretty well, who's been playing pretty well, and they're not a bad team. You denied the LA Galaxy the opportunity to come home with 3 points. And then what do you do from here and out? The LA that crushed the LA Galaxy. I didn't get to see the rest of the press conference. I don't know if Vanny talked about this, but I'm pretty sure he talked shit. And deservedly so. This call or lack thereof was bad. Really bad. And it got me really mad. I was really mad. I went and fell asleep. Mad. I dreamt about the fucking penalty. I was fucking mad. I was like,
Make
damn
it
you
in your
fucking
dream or not?
It got called back in my dream too. Fucking
Ah.
shit. And then unfortunate for the LA Galaxy because it seemed like the LA Galaxy deserved this win. They played well. And yeah, the ref said, fuck y'all. Basically,
Hold my beer real quick.
hell yeah.
That's messed up, man. And yet another tie, huh? Still undefeated?
Still undefeated post
Still
Klein.
undefeated and
And see, this could have been the first win post Klein, and it would have made not a super huge difference, but fuck, what a sigh of relief for the LA Galaxy fans everywhere, especially in a Cali Clasico like this, which
Yeah.
when they play in Stanford, it was a pretty packed stadium. So, and shout out to everybody that went to the game. You crazy knuckleheads! I seen the videos online.
Glad the bus didn't break down.
Shout out to the people that didn't go on the broken down bus. All right. So the LA Galaxy ties 2-2 against a very good San Jose team. A well fought game. Very well played game by the LA Galaxy. Unfortunately, it didn't come out with the results. But now it's time to look forward. Your LA Galaxy is about to take on the current reigning MLS champs in the Levas, aka Chivas USA, on Tuesday, July 4th, at the Rose Bowl. At the motherfucking Rose Bowl. Supposedly, 80K tickets have been given out. I don't even think 60 are going to show, but yeah, 60 are going to show. But how do we see this game going? A LAFC team, that's been playing all right. They're second in the table. They're the current MLS champs, and every time they play the LA Galaxy, both teams seem to have that extra gear. Spenny, on a Tuesday, July 4th, the LA Galaxy plays LAFC. How do you think it's going to go? On the pitch, though. On the pitch, not outside.
Scores in the first 5 or 6 minutes, takes off his shirt, and says some shit like, "I'm here, I'm the future." Watch.
Ooh.
Damn.
Fuck Vanny.
Yeah.
He has it under his shirt.
Fuck Vanny, I'm the future.
Fuck that.
I would love for him to say some shit like that on his shirt, like "I'm the one," or
I'm him. I'm
"I'm
him.
him." Checkmate.
Ooh,
That would be the best.
Oh, that's
that'd be
tight. Yo, did you hear this, bro? You hearing this?
First 5 minutes or first 10 minutes, Joe scores if he starts. That's
Dejan
how I
fact
see
right
this
there.
one.
That's a Dejan fact right there. Willus.
How did this game go? Honestly, if you would have asked me this a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I would have thought, you know what, it's gonna be a massacre. Our center backs are out. We have nobody back there. We got no bodies. But after seeing these last 2 games, the way the Galaxy has played with no bodies, and the way they played in San Jose away yesterday, I think there could be a chance. And there could be a chance that we could come out with some points. Maybe a tie, maybe a win. I do think that both teams are gonna go in there hyped as fuck. So LAFC is just came off of losing against Dallas 2-0. They're gonna come after us for sure. So
They got killed by Houston last
they
week
got
too.
killed by Houston twice
Twice.
Yeah.
in a row. they're looking out for blood, and surprise, surprise, is their favorite target, their favorite target right in front of them. So I think it's gonna be a good game. Honestly, I wasn't feeling that way last week, but this week, and after seeing the way they played, I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a good back and forth game. I hope we come out with some points. I guess we'll see. I think it's gonna be a good game though, for sure.
Man, I'm not even sure about this one. It seems because of the current form of the LA Galaxy, they are gonna have a hard fought game against LAFC. But let's just speak the truth. That team is just way better than LA Galaxy. And on top of that, the environment that's going to be in that stadium. Let's not kid ourselves. They're going to outnumbers us. And that home factor, it takes a toll on the players. Now, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see the LA Galaxy coming out with any points at the Rose Bowl. It's hard for me to say that because I'm going to be there. And I want to see the LA Galaxy win in the stadium where I got to see this Galaxy for the first time.
Yeah.
But it's just tough, especially what you said, Willis, that this team's coming out for 2 losses. You know, they want to bounce back and they want to stay at the top of the table, and you know, the favorite target.
Their favorite target.
But then again, this is the type of game where the LA Galaxy always wakes up for it. They eat their Wheaties in the morning. They do their push-ups before even getting onto the pitch. They do everything possible, and they're hyped for this type of game.
I hope the crowd plays a factor. I mean, how many of these players have played in front of 80, 90,000 people, you know? I think maybe this will give hopefully a controlled type of aggression. And Ricky, we've seen him be very aggressive, be very vocal. But when's the last time he's played in front of 80,000 people? You know, that might influence him on the right in the right ways. And shit like that becomes not addicting, but definitely like a boost for players. When you're playing in front of that many people, you have that many people behind you. I don't know what to expect, how it's gonna go down. I just want to see goals. I want to see 4 or 5 goals go which way, and help the narrative of either we need to rebuild, construct, tear down, or whatever the fuck needs to happen. But no more ties. I either want to fucking lose or I want to win this game. I don't want no more ties. Just finish, finish the fucking game.
Yep. Sounds good. All right. I think we talked enough shit for this week. Willis, where can people find you?
We ain't doing awards?
Oh, yeah, bro. What the hell's wrong with you?
No awards? Oh, yeah, I forgot about awards.
Man.
Yeah,
Where's
you know
Eddie,
what?
Bro? Where's Eddie?
This time we do need awards because the other guys actually played with it. So let's start off with the Game is Off award.
Game is Off award.
Benny, who you got for the Game is Off against San Jose?
Damn. Did not expect you to come to me first. The Game is Off award. I am going to fucking pass. I really don't know. The Game is Off award. It's not his game, but I think even though he scored, Raheem Edwards' game was off. You know, he was put in to use his offensive, the offensive part of his game. And to start off the game, he looked really bad on the offensive end, couldn't put passes together. I didn't think he was taking the right kind of space at times. So I'm going to just give it to him because of those weak ass passes.
Willis, whose game was off?
Game is off. I know it says game is off, but I'm gonna say Mavinga. I know you're gonna say, "Oh, that's his game." I know, but these last 2 games, he's actually been playing pretty well. So he's making me get accustomed to him at least not making these type of mistakes, and for him to make that type of mistake now, I think it was a blow to the Galaxy. It really did. It crushed the momentum that they had going in the first half. So I think the game was off. Mavinga deserves it. And I want to mention also, honorable mention for game is off, has to be the ref. Fuck the ref.
Fuck that ref. Yeah, I agree with Willis on that game is off, especially from a veteran of his stature, who he won a championship with Toronto, right?
You sure did.
Those aren't mistakes that a championship player makes. Let's go to the You've Got Heart, man. Honorable mention. Let's start with Willis this time. Who has heart in this game?
You got heart, man. I was going between two. But I think for this game in particular, I think the Heartman award goes to Preston Judd. Preston Judd has been putting in work. This game, he put in work, man. He was running up and down that field. You see him in the wing. I do this fast, and he's a big boy, man. You do this big. He's taller than Jovic, so Jovic is like 5'11". So the kid is probably like 6'1", 6'2". Yeah, I think Preston Judd had an impact on this game since the moment they started up until he got subbed. They were always watching where he was at, and they had to account for him. He pressed the defensive line, and he created a lot of spaces with his runs. So, and he scored. He scored a second goal. Nice goal. I'm gonna give it to Preston Judd.
Spenny?
I agree. Everything he said. Just like we mentioned earlier, I mean, the kid didn't lose confidence throughout the game either. He was dangerous. And like he mentioned right now, he's being accounted for. You know, there's times where we play with other forwards, not saying Jovic, but other forwards where other defenses weren't even like worried about the person. You know, they weren't stacking them or they weren't, you know, necessarily tracking him. But with Preston Judd, they do track him. They do try to stack him, especially on the corners, you know, because he's so tall and so big. And yeah, I like his effort overall. He didn't he scored. He didn't put the most important goals away in the end when he had his chances, but he didn't lose confidence, which I think is a big plus.
Yep, that's one of the main factors. And yeah, copy paste what you guys said, because Preston Judd, we don't need a forward. All right, now for the prestige, the one that everybody wants to get, the next standing player of the match, Spenny. Who is your next standing player of the match in this Cali Clasico?
How about our only DP that I was gonna say that showed up, but that's not fair. But he had 2 assists. You know, it's kind of what we needed from him. He's doing something that nobody else on the team can do with those driven balls. You know, that run up the middle, it was just a very slick ball into Preston Judd. He did everything that he could have done. I don't remember him having a clear opportunity to shoot on goal, but he did the most that he could with what he was given, with the pieces he was given, and he at least gave us a chance to win the game.
100%. Willis?
Yeah, no, it has to be Douglas Costa. I think, and it's surprising for me because I didn't even want this dude to ever step foot on the pitch wearing a Galaxy jersey again after the red card that he got a while back. And to see him the way he's been playing these last couple games, man, it's crazy to see that 180 shift. It's crazy. So, and this game, him and Ricky Puig, that connection, it's gonna be something. If they can keep them together for the rest of the year like that, I think it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something to see. And Douglas Costa in this game was just creating everything. Everything was going through him and Ricky, and the 2 assists says it all. The 2 assists says it all. He made space for everybody. Preston Judd was open because of it, and him and Raheem benefited from it with the goals, and so did the Galaxy. So, Douglas Costa.
Back-to-back sweets in the awards, huh? Because I also gave it to Costa, surprisingly. Copy paste what you guys said, because this is Summer Costa's here, I guess.
Summer Costa. Summer Costa, baby.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for a while for it.
Hell yeah. All right, boys. Now can we leave? Willis, where can they find you?
Y'all can find me on Twitter as Willis_89. And if y'all have any real estate questions, y'all can find me on Instagram as Will I Am a Realtor.
There it is. Real estate. Spenny, where can they find you?
I'm under Spenny Nags on Twitter, and you can find me at next home game.
Hey, hell yeah. Shout out to Chuy for his birthday. Happy birthday, Chuy. Hopefully you are having fun. Eddie, me lo cuida, por favor. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed. We're trying to get to 1K. 1K subscribers means 1 keg. So we're trying to get that. Make sure you guys get the word out. And if you're hearing this later on on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Make sure you hit the like buttons, do everything you can to get the Nag Boys out there. Spread the word. 1K for 1K. And let's do it. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Bryant Nags. Oh, and also shout out to Edgar. Hope you're having a great vacation.
Yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Where did
That's
he
why
go? He went
Charlotte.
somewhere east, right? Charlotte?
Yeah, she's in
Nice.
Charlotte. Yeah. So that does it for us in News Across the Galaxy. I am Bryant. Willis is here. Spenny is also here. And we are out. And as always, keep on
Keep
nagging.
on nagging.
Keep
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.